Nardwar.
Nardwar! Nardwar!
A name that has its prints all over the music industry. A persona that brought the fast sense of comedy to rap interviews.
Nardwar is like a dumb, stupid name like Sting. So I'm Nardwar, the human serviette.
Oh, so the human napkin.
Or as some would like to say, the misunderstood genius. A person linking different music ages together. As expected, such a career path would expose you to different sides of yourself as it did to Nardwar.
What am I gonna do? Well, it's time right now for the Nardwar and the Human Serviette show on CITR.
It all started with a bucket list. On top of the list was Kurt Cobaine, Bill Clinton and Neil Young. On March 8th of 1991, Nirvana came to Vancouver for the first time, allowing Nardwar to secure his first interview with Chris Novoselic. Chris called Nardwar and they ended up with a solid 10-minute interview. By securing this interview, he was getting a step closer to meeting up with Kurt Cobaine. Little did he know that his pursuit for the Kurt interview would demand its own fair share of successful interactions. The Chris interview occurred on March of 1991, where Nirvana wasn't as nearly famous as it came to be with the release of their second studio album. Nevermind was released on September of 1991, with its lead single Smells Like Teen Spirit being a mega hit. So yes, Nardwar had a bit of flack in the beginning, but things would take a bad turn. With Nirvana's full-blown fame, spotting them out in the open, let alone securing an interview with them, was almost impossible. Not to mention, Nardwar never had a major networking company to save his back. All he had was a nice smile, his fun voice, and on top of it all, a level passion.
And do.
Exactly 3 months later, Nardwar secured one with Courtney Love, who later on came to be Kurt Cobaine's lover. Another lucky coincidence as the duo weren't dating at the time of the interview. Though her public image is packed with controversies, she would play a major role in making Nardwar's dream come true. But meanwhile, the interview was super horrible and out of the blues.
Nardwar would later say in an interview with NME, "First time I interviewed Courtney Love in 1991, she hated my guts. I thought I would have nothing to do with her."
A fact that might have guilt-tripped Courtney Love into securing another interview with Nardwar. After an interview with NMA, Nardwar would receive an unexpected call from Courtney's management claiming that she wouldn't perform in Vancouver unless Nardwar was in the crowd. When the duo clicked again 2 years later, it resulted in perhaps the most chill interview ever. On January 3rd of 1994, Nirvana was back at Vancouver, giving Nardwar the perfect chance for an interview. His plan was fueled by delusion and more delusion. Him and his cameraman, Hugh Becker, would show up to the venue 6 hours earlier and sneak themselves into the dressing room where he would leave behind a cassette tape. Along with the cassette tape was a note saying, "Would you please do an interview with me?" What they did next is almost crazy. They would hide in the dressing room bathroom as to ambush the band.
I climbed up on top of the toilets so my feet weren't visible in the backstage area of Kurt Cobain's locker room. Notice shaking legs.
After 4 hours of waiting in silence, something happened that forced them to break the silence. This alerted the security guards, who then kicked them out. The only chance Nardwar was left with was the cassette tapes he left earlier. He did get a call from
my buddy Hugh Baker, and Hugh said to me, "Nardwar, at the Four Seasons Hotel, there's been a Nirvana spotting."
This was the perfect excuse for him to return to the dressing room and secure the interview. As expected, Kurt Cobain was present, but he proceeded to turn him down on the spot. The next day would be Nirvana's last day in Vancouver. Nardwar had already given up, but his cameraman wasn't letting him off the hook. He would then meet the band's drummer, Dave Grohl, who surprisingly knew Nardwar from the Goblins. Unfortunately, he was denied entrance due to his past stunts to bypass the security.
The people at the door are like, "Nardwar, you've been in this town long enough to know you ain't on the guest list." I'm like, "No, I really am on the guest list."
Just as he was leaving, none other than Kurt Cobain and Courtney Love would pass by. Courtney, who remembered Nardwar from the past, would let him in.
She recognized me. Kurt had actually taken the tape home. They had listened to it at the hotel that night. I was like, "Courtney, can I come backstage?" She's like, "Come with me." The people at the front gate were like, "You can't take Nardwar." And Courtney turned to them and said, "That's my cousin Nardwar."
Just like that, he had his interview with the entire band with no regulation.
I heard a rumor, I think I might have read it in Interview magazine, that Kurt and Courtney first met at a Did you first meet at a DOA gig in Portland, Oregon?
The short interaction would unfortunately be Kurt Cobain's last interview before he unalived himself. In Nardwar's earlier career, the chances of an interview going south for him were really high. While some people are generally welcoming and understanding, others simply aren't. Nardwar's first encounter with Sonic Youth showcased this clearly.
I have something to show you. No, I want to show it. I want to show him. I want to show you. No, let me show. You were in Seattle, Washington, weren't you? You were in Seattle, Washington, weren't you, Mr. Sonic Youth?
Despite all the scruffling evident in the video, I think it's amazing how he never let go of his persona, not even once.
I have something to show you. No, I want to show him. I want to show him. I want to show you. Oh my God! You f***ing piece of shit! Thurston Moore of Sonic Youth, what the hell happened the first time I talked to you in 1991? What the hell happened there?
You mean we've met before?
What?
The guitarist Lee Ronaldo steals Nardwar $100 gift and breaks it while laughing straight to his face.
Oh, hey, come on! Oh, hey!
All throughout the 90s, he was absolutely moralized by almost everyone he interviewed, and that includes the politicians.
Do you think, though, that mace equals freedom? Some of the protesters were maced. Pepper spray?
For me, pepper, I put it on my plate.
The most physical moment on tape was the Blur interview. Right from the beginning, the interview was terrible with Dave tearing through his quiz list in unexplained anger. The other band members encouraged this behavior while Dave pushed him around. They then went on to ignore all the questions in a desperate attempt to make Nardwar lose his cool.
Okay. Okay, as long as we got that on tape, that's all that counts.
Dave took it a step further when he threw his glasses and twisted his hand. Surprisingly, Nardwar never lost his cool even when he looked agitated. When Dave finally walked out, the band became more welcoming but still condescending, a behavior that was also portrayed in the Lydia Lunch interview.
And I'm trying to give you a chance to get back at those homeboys. What is going on there?
There's no reason to get back to him. It's 17 fucking years ago, and that doesn't mean diddly shit to me, friend.
So you have no recollection of it or know you're interested and you never ever want to be brought up again?
Oh, I don't give a shit. It's your fetish, not mine.
Nardwar sat through all those embarrassing moments, and as a reward, he finally found his place. Turns out there was always a more welcoming culture that Nardwar had never thought about.
I can't do this. What Kanye do?
Where have you been?
In Vancouver, BC, Canada.
I haven't saw you in a long time.
It's great to see you again. It's great to see you.
Make me cry. It's been a long time coming, my friend.
Well, hopefully it won't be so long. You'll come up to Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. We'll see you again.
Or you could just come to my house and have dinner.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
How do I get in touch?
I'll give you my number. Then I can teach you how to play Call of Duty.
Boom. That'd be amazing. A pink and blue daycare?
I don't f***ing know all this. This is crazy, yeah. That's my daycare, man. Don't you even know niggas from our block? Whoa! I'm done.
What about Louisiana chicken?
Louisiana chicken. That's the neighborhood, yeah.